Welcome everyone to MH Live. It's a great day to live, work, and play right here in Central Florida. Stay tuned to listen, laugh, and learn, and we'll be taking care of you and talking about all the great affordable way to tiptoe into your retirement. I'm David Syracusa. I'm the proud owner of SunBelt Home since 2008, 19 years ago. I'm also here with our top producer, Ed Salvatore, and he's been holding the title top producer for 19 years as well. That's right. How you doing, Ed?
I'm doing great. It's a sunny day here in Central Florida, 84 degrees. How could I not be doing great? Folks, we have a great show for you today. We're going to continue our discussion into the affordability of manufactured home living and dive right into brand new manufactured homes and why they are an excellent choice on how you can check off all the boxes for affordability and living right here in Central Florida. Now, but before we talk about the new, we need to pay homage to the pioneers who made all this possible. What do you think, David?
That's right, Ed. I think we need to start from the beginning. So let's go back to early Florida, 1950.
That's when I was born.
1950.
That's great.
All right. Well, I remember a retired retired couple from Ohio, pulls into a small roadside park just outside of Tampa. And behind their car is a tiny aluminum travel trailer. Inside the trailer, a small bed. Maybe a tiny stove, remember, Ed? A fold-down table. Do you remember, Ed?
I was just a kid, man.
I know, I'm just kidding. Not much space, but to them it represented something really powerful. Freedom. Exactly, freedom. Freedom from cold winters, freedom from expensive housing, freedom to live on their own terms.
And that little trailer behind their car would eventually help create one of the largest housing industries in America.
Exactly. What started as simple travel trailers eventually evolved into something much, much bigger. An entirely new type of housing, what we now call manufactured homes. And today on MH Live, we're going to explore all that happened in the MH industry, and we're going to explore how that happened as well.
And Florida played a huge role in the early mobile home movement.
That's right, it did.
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in the 30s and 40s, people from northern states began traveling to Florida for the winter months. Hotels were expensive, housing was limited, so travelers began to bring in these small travel trailers with them, usually pulled by a station wagon, maybe even a DeSoto back in the day.
Did they have the pop-up campers back then?
No,
they didn't have them back then?
Nope, that was like a 70s, 80s thing.
Okay.
At first, they stayed just for a few days, then a few weeks, eventually the entire winter season. And that's when landowners started creating places where travel trailers could park their trailers every month.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's where the term trailer park first started. Now we know how we got the term trailer parks.
They were actually called trailer courts to begin with.
Okay.
Because they were smaller than a park.
Okay. Well, over time, those parks turned into luxury retirement communities. Things that people create lifestyles and enjoy families and live their retirement years in.
Oh, it's a great life, I'm telling you. So who were the pioneers that pushed that industry forward?
Well, let me tell you, my favorite guy, Elmer Frey.
I love Elmer.
I love Elmer. Okay, Elmer is my hero. Elmer was thinking outside the box then. Okay, Elmer said, hey, we're taking these 8-foot trailers from Ohio and Michigan. We're traveling all the way down to Florida. And in 1953, Elmer Frey introduced something to this industry that was revolutionary. Revolutionary.
Okay.
Revolutionary.
So you're thinking outside the box.
Thinking outside the box. He made the box bigger, Ed. He made the box bigger.
2 foot.
2 foot, right. He made that 8-wide trailer that was going from Ohio, from Michigan, coming to Florida, taking that journey. Now, 1950, that journey is a little bit longer. I don't think the cars went 90 to 100 miles an hour back then, right?
No, no, no.
So, So Elmer Frey introduced the 10-wide mobile home. 10 wide 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 mobile home.
That must have been when the lanes were wider.
Maybe it was. I'm not sure. I was thinking
They're only-
right after horse and buggy, but I'm not quite sure back in that time.
There's only 2 lanes, mostly dirt, right?
But listen, a 10-foot wide doesn't sound like much today, right? But back then, that was huge.
I know.
It was huge. The extra space allowed real living rooms. It allowed real kitchens and extra spare bedrooms, right? Suddenly, these homes were places people could live all year long.
So, I guess that would be really where retirement communities boomed.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
Right after that time.
I would think so, but the big growth happened back in the 1960s and 70s, and that's when the developers realized what the retirees wanted. They wanted sunshine, they wanted affordability, and they wanted neighbors their own age.
And the developers wanted money.
And the developers wanted money. That's right. And Ed, someone wants to buy a home from Ed Salvatore today, the top producer. We forgot to put that on airplane mode, but that's okay. But Ed, getting back to this, communities with clubhouses, shuffleboard courts, swimming pools, social events, they weren't just housing developments, they were lifestyles, you know.
Right.
They were lifestyles, and that's what these developers created. Now, in Florida here, especially in Lake County and Central Florida, they created all these manufactured home communities on these beautiful lakes.
Yep, that's perfect because you don't have the storms or anything, and it's very recreational. They were boating. Remember the boats in the 1950s? They weren't nothing like they are today.
Yeah. We actually have a boat show coming up in Mount Dora soon. You'll see those.
So 16-foot, yeah, the antique boat show.
Right.
The little 16-foot boat, 14-foot boats evolved into the tri-hull. That was a really popular thing with the little bow rider on the front. That was back in the day, but when I saw pictures of the manufactured communities from the brochures, like at Mid-Florida Lakes, back in that time,
yeah.
that showed all those little boats in there, in those canals. It was really...
It's very funny you say that, because I had a family member actually buy in Mid-Florida Lakes, and I think he was back in the 60s. So yeah.
So, really the difference between mobile homes and manufactured homes.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
Okay.
So, I would think that when we got into mobile homes, they were called mobile homes because the mobility to move them onto a park or inland or whatever, they weren't really governed. There was they could do whatever they wanted to. The manufacturers were out there just putting things together.
They were building them with 1-by-1 rafters before the HUD code.
Right, and the HUD code came in on June 16th of 1976. So anything that was manufactured after that date became a manufactured home because HUD standards and UL stickers.
That's right. You know, in 1976, the federal government introduced the HUD code. This created national building standards for manufactured homes, standards for electrical systems, plumbing, structural safety, and wind resistance. And that's what I'm saying. Before that, the 1-by-1 rafters, I don't know how they even survived the big wind.
And today I probably have 2 or 3 vintage homes. Vintage meaning 1964, 1966. I just put one up, a very cute one, out in Mount Dora, and these are 10 wide homes.
They're retros.
Yeah, they're vintage. Yes. But the thing about it is they've been there since '64.
That's right.
So there's got to be like 60 hurricanes that
come through
this area.
That's right.
And they're still standing, and I'm still selling. So it's a good thing. So manufactured homes have come a long way, and that's the important aspect that we're trying to convince you guys. This isn't your daddy's Oldsmobile anymore. This is they've evolved into houses that we even have off-frame modular homes. But this all evolved from the little travel trailer that went to the mobile home, that went to the manufactured home, that went to the modular home, and you guys are driving past these probably in the last month or so. You've driven past these homes and you didn't even know they were modular homes. That's right. How much we've progressed.
Hey, we're up against a break, so let me just say, hey, if you're thinking about buying a new manufactured home in Central Florida, SunBelt Mobile Home Resales, they're changing the way people buy homes. No pressure, no confusing pricing, just full transparency and thousands of dollars in savings. For over 20 years, we've helped people buy thousands of homes, the right home in the right community. If you're ready for affordable living and a better lifestyle, visit SunBelt Mobile Home Resales today or go to SunBeltHomeSales.com. They could find our website. We have such a lot of information in the library of our website. We have a lot of different pages about new homes. They could take a look at all the different floor plans and new homes. They can see about removal of homes. Our website's great information for anything in the mobile home business. But a lot of it is, I would say, talk to people like me. Pick up the phone and give me a call. That's the best way to do it. Welcome back to the MH Live radio show podcast right here in Leesburg, Florida. I'm David Syracuse here with Ed Salvatore. And we now are going to shift gears and we're going to talk a little bit about, we've touched on the history of manufactured homes. Mm-hmm. We've touched on Elmer Frey, how he turned that 8 wide into a 10 wide and opened the worlds up for many, many people. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about new manufactured homes, the affordability about them. We're going to dive into that a little bit more. But right now, I want to talk a little bit about myths because, there are a lot of misconceptions about manufactured homes out there.
Yeah.
We all know that.
I agree.
And myth number one.
There definitely are. I'm telling you. Go with myth number one.
Myth number one. Manufactured homes are not safe because of hurricanes.
It depends. Now, you could have a nice brick structure, $1 million house on the coast, and watch it crumble.
That's right.
Let's go look at Fort Myers, Naples, all that area down in that area was devastated.
And you just spoke about a 1960 product that's still around.
It depends on where they're located at. I would be worried about hurricanes.
Right. But also, with the way new manufactured homes are built, we don't really have to worry about the smaller ones, I guess, so much, Ed. I mean, people aren't really running from a 70 or 80 mile an hour hurricane, in a manufactured home. They're sitting right there.
They are. And it doesn't matter. Like I say, if you have a regular structured home, now I know the news, they run over to the manufactured home park during every hurricane.
Right.
Because it's sensationalism. They want to make this happen. They got to sell news, They got to make you watch. But you look at all the devastation on the coast, and those were houses that cost millions of dollars. Their boat docks went up. Their houses their pools went into the water. It was all hurricane damage. Even Jimmy Johnson down in the Key West, he lost his whole thing.
I get that. In Central Florida, though, we're covering Central Florida here. We don't get the damaging. We could. Sometimes we do. We've had strong winds come, and they've done damage in these communities. For sure, but they've damaged everywhere. They've damaged site-built homes, residential homes. They damage everything, especially tornadoes. When tornadoes come through, they'll whip through. No one's got a chance. Stick and brick, whatever. The
thing about these hurricanes is what lifts up is the carports. That's typically you see the carport, the sheds. That's not an issue. But now trees, trees are a different thing. That's what a regular house can't withstand a large oak tree falling off.
But when it comes right down to it, manufactured homes are built to strict wind code standards. And right here, we're in a wind code 2. Right. Now, when we build a brand new manufactured home, if I have someone that's really, really paranoid, I will offer to build their home like a wind zone 3 home. But then I also tell them they will be wasting their money. It's an overkill. Yeah. I don't recommend it.
It will cost more money because it's the roof, the windows, and the siding.
Your high impact windows, it's the whole structure.
You're doing metal roof.
The metal roof, the whole structure is done a little differently when you're dealing with a wind zone 3. The 2x4s or the 2x6s are put closer together. Everything's a little different. But the thing about it is, these things have been in Central Florida since the 1950s. People have been experiencing weather since 1950 in Florida, and that's a fact.
One of the largest hurricanes that hit the Tampa Bay area was Hurricane Donna. That was in 1961. It was a very historical hurricane that hit the Central Florida area. But, and still, I have houses, again, 64, 66, vintage homes still standing. And there's a lot more of these vintage homes out there. You see them in these little small courts or or little small parks that are 55 plus. And if you go down, I know a lot of you people travel the Door Canal. So if you take your little boat down the Door Canal, you're going to, all those little manufactured homes that you see down there, they're from the 50s and 60s.
Right on, yep. And so there's more. So, okay, another misconception or myth, let's say. Let's see. Manufactured homes depreciate like cars.
They do not. They do not depreciate like cars at all. Because...
This is my Scooby-Doo look. Hmm? Sorry.
Okay. But anyway, they don't. I mean, you can make a lot of money on manufactured homes. Yeah, it's crazy. But you take these homes right now would be a great time to buy homes.
Yes.
Buy homes, buy them now because the prices are at its lowest right now. Since 2018, this is the lowest it's been. So if you purchase now, the homes that I was selling in 2018 that were purchased in 2021, 22, those people made gobs of money. It was a window of opportunity for people to sell houses. This is a great window of opportunity for you to buy houses. This is when you need to purchase right now. So these homes will escalate in value in the next 2 to 3 years. It can't get much lower than this.
No, we are at the bottom of the market. So if you're looking to buy a home, for sure, this is the buying time. But you know, Ed, a lot of people don't buy homes just to make money on them. I mean, they buy homes to live in.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, even if you drive it, you ride it, you're living in it,
Yeah.
you're going to make money, and not just to flip. Now, flip's a whole different deal.
Yeah.
There's a great time to buy and flip too, but not really. You want to really ride that. You want to ride it. So you want to buy now, ride it for 3 years, see what that window looks like then, and then you want to sell it. You will make money. You'll make more money than today purchasing
Yeah,
it.
if you're a flipper.
No, not flipping. I want you to ride it. So you got to get in right now, buy the homes now, and live in them for 2 to 3 years. Let it raise in price. Don't buy now to flip.
Well, I think if people are going to come down here and do this, this is going to be a lot of the people that we deal with. This is sometimes, you know, they come down here, they buy a home until they retire, until they last home sometimes.
Right. It can be their forever home.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
If they like the park and like the home and it's a new home, this is it. You know, they put their eggs in that basket and they enjoy the rest of their life.
But the topic was depreciation. So I'm trying to say, if you bought now and lived in it for 2 or 3 years, it will appreciate in value.
Oh, I agree.
And you're living there.
Yeah.
Okay? But to buy as a flipper right now, it's not because the market still has a lot of homes in it.
Right.
So
But again, I just don't think that. I mean, if you're coming to Florida and you're looking for the affordability way to get in, whether you're in this market, you're in a higher market, it's all relative, based on when you have to sell. So if you buy during a high time and you have to sell during a low time, yeah, you're gonna lose money. I guess you can call it depreciation, right? But if you buy it in a low time,
it was actually market. Because
exactly.
these people came out of being held down by COVID for almost 2 years. They came out of New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. They were wanting to buy something in Florida to escape. But they did pay higher prices. Our inventory shrunk. It went down to hardly anything. Okay, so now the prices elevate. So right now we're in a market that is saturated with a lot of inventory. And now you have choices, so you can make a great choice on buying a quality home for less money right now. And you won't have to do much work. Live in it. I want you to live in it.
Right, that's what we're saying. Live in it for as long as you can. And that's the affordability aspect. Because on your monthly, you're going to be affording to be able to have that. What did we call it? What were you calling it, Ed? It was free. We're going to be talking about that. It was called the Freedom Formula, I believe it was.
The Freedom Formula. We'll get to that.
But
you stay on the edge of your seat, folks.
Right, stay on the edge of the seat for the Freedom Formula. But, you know, I guess manufactured homes do depreciate in a depreciating market. If you buy a brand new manufactured home and say it costs $150,000 in a manufactured home community, and 10 years later you go to sell it, it probably won't be worth $150,000 anymore.
That's correct. Now, that's because maybe around that is just the same as regular stick-built house. You go to Royal Oaks Phase 1, okay, and you buy Phase 1. You go, then 5 years later, Royal Oaks has Phase 2. Again, same thing. You're gonna get more house in phase 2 with more upgrades that they've learned from phase 1 that they needed to upgrade. And your price is not gonna be the same, it's gonna be
It's going
level.
to be, right.
So,
But
so.
I have seen instances where new manufactured homes that cost $120,000, $30,000, $40,000 during the peak times where they were put in at that price but sold at $180,000.
Yeah.
So people they were bought at $120,000 and sold at $180,000 or whatnot because there was the attribution to the market.
Well, we saw it ourselves personally. We put in Umatilla, Florida, we put in a nice development out there. They went fast. Then COVID hit. And then when they were selling those on the backside of COVID at 22, 23, we were selling them in there for what, 130? They were getting 160.
Yeah.
So.
And we ended up at
Nobody-
189.
Yeah.
That's,
But I
that's
mean,
where they were, yeah.
but it's just, it's market conditions. That's what it is, folks. It's like anything else. If the market's there, it will appreciate. You have a car, it's going to depreciate depending, unless you wait to 30, 40, 50 years and it becomes a relic. And
Cars always depreciate because they have mileage on them. They have tires and mileage and engines and things like that. They're going to depreciate.
And they keep making more.
Manufactured homes are not going to depreciate. They're
Not
going
much.
to. They're going to go with the market, just like real estate. I mean, gosh, how many people lost money in real estate just recently? I mean, the real
They're
estate
losing
market.
money now.
Yeah, that's not selling for what they bought it back in 2020. You know, obviously not. So, yeah, I think in manufactured homes it goes along the same way. I don't think you should really compare them to cars. I mean, cars, there's engine oil, there's tires. Come on. This is a house. This is real. This is a stick.
This is where somebody lives.
Yeah, this is a home.
So the other thing here is condos. We'll talk about that for just 1 second. The condo market is nuts over in the Orlando area. It's still Central Florida. But their HOA fees are outrageous now. And those prices are falling. And those are condos. Fancy condos, regular mediocre condos. They're all losing money.
You know, with the condos, you get, so now you're losing money on the condo. You still have to pay property taxes, and you still have the high HOA fees. I mean, it's a triple whammy there.
Yeah, triple whammy there. But I mean, also, let's do a quadruple whammy because you're going to have an assessment too, probably.
Oh,
So
forgot
there
about
you
that.
go.
Yeah. 20,000. You need a new roof. Everybody, put in 20 grand.
Yeah, let's don't forget about that.
Right.
So anyway, people are not coming just from the north to purchase homes. Maybe some of them are right now, but there's a lot of people, like the people I'm just talking about right now in condos, their affordability is not there anymore. If they could find somebody to take that off their hands, they would love it. And there's a lot of other people that are in apartments. They're raising apartment rents like $200 and $300 a month.
They don't
every
know
year.
the freedom formula. They
No,
just
I know,
don't
it's
know
coming,
that formula.
It's coming. But the thing about it is it's affordable living, no matter if you're up from up north or whatever. There's a lot of downsizing that's going to be happening too. A lot of people you're going to find that the expense of their big 4-bedroom, 2-bath house with a pool is not necessary anymore. And maintenance costs keep going up, insurance on that big home, any repairs, a new roof, that's going to go up. They are looking at downsizing and coming into manufactured housing, living with their peers. Their neighborhoods have changed. They've got all these different, it's not a controlled environment. The neighborhood could have gone down because of the diversity in the neighborhood. That could bring it down. One thing about manufactured homes of 55 plus parts, there's not that much diversity. Everybody's a peer group. It's pretty much the same age limit or age group. They respect each other, a lot of logic, a lot of respect. These are communities that would hold together a lot longer. I mean, they come from the 60s, 70s. They've been 55 plus communities based on lifestyle living. Based on lifestyle is what these communities are all about. So if you're looking for a peer group that has a little fun, has a little social, has some security, this is the environment that you may want to purchase. And this is the time to purchase right now while the prices are down.
It just makes sense. Buy low and sell high. And that's how you make money in any business, whether it be the real estate market, mobile home market, the stock market, you have to buy low. You have to be able to recognize, and it's hard. Listen, the stock market went down 1,000 points yesterday. I wonder how many people dove into it and started buying, right, when it's going down. And that's hard to do. And we acknowledge that. It's hard to pull money out of your 401k right now or get a loan for, because you see a great deal on a manufactured home and you can start your retirement and maybe save $10,000 because of the market conditions right now. And you're not sure, is the market going to go? It's not going to go down much more.
But you may be 55 years old and wanting to upgrade what you purchased 10 years ago. So right now, while the prices are low, this is a great time to cross over. Remember, I list homes and I sell homes.
That's right.
So we'll be right back with you. MH Live. Talk to them about.
I want to let them know what we're doing next.
Sure.
We're going to be still talking about modern manufactured homes, what they look like today. And if you're thinking about buying a brand new manufactured home, there's a new way to do it. SunBelt Home Resales. We believe buying a new home should be simple, transparent, and affordable. Instead of confusing pricing and hidden costs, we show you exactly what the home costs and help you compare models from multiple manufacturers. No pressure, no gimmicks, just honest guidance and full transparency.
We'll be back on the queue with MH Live in just 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. You want something that's very affordable. We could build something solid that's going to be very good. We'll build something really nice for you. It just depends on what you want and how far you want to go with it. Because you could build one of these just like a regular home. I mean, you can put more insulation in the ceiling, more insulation in the floors. We could put impact-resistant windows on them if you want. We actually can make them a smart home if you really want to go that route, but all that costs more money. So you always know what it's going to cost with just your regular options. And then if you want a little bit something special or you think you deserve a little bit more, we're able to do that for you too. Okay, welcome back to MH Live. I'm Dave Syracuse here with Ed Salvatore. We are with SunBelt Home Sales, Inc. right here in Leesburg, Florida. Go to sunbelthomesales.com for all your manufactured home needs. If you're looking to buy a home in a community, buy a home on land, remove a home off your property, buy a brand new manufactured home, SunBelt is fully equipped to handle anything in this manufactured home industry.
And we're going to talk about modern manufactured homes. We already went through the history of it. We've gone from travel trailer all the way to mobile homes. We've taken you through the journey of manufactured homes. We touched on modular homes, but we're going to go back to manufactured homes in communities or on land. And these are modern structures. So what do they look like now today, David? You've been to another convention.
Well, we go to conventions all the time.
I know,
right?
but
We're actually going to be going to one in another couple of weeks. But, Ed, these homes, they're remarkable.
I believe it. I'm telling you, the outside structures, very nice. It's very dimensional.
Yep.
It looks like a regular home.
And they've been doing it since the 90s, late 90s. They really, when they put those cathedral ceilings in those new homes and really started putting some of the tray ceiling work in there, and then they added tape and textured drywall. I mean, these homes look like residential homes. I'll be honest with you, I've walked into manufactured homes, and I'm like, wow, this looks better than a regular.
We look at some of the homes when we go to these big shows and everything. They have a lot of them out there, like 100 of them to look at, 80, 100. But they are spectacular. These bathrooms are huge, just like you see on HGTV. I mean, they got the separate tub, huge shower, the double shower head.
The claw feet tubs, they have those.
Yep.
But if you want an option in these homes, you can pretty much get it.
Yep.
The Bluetooth, we can make these smart homes for you. And that's the beauty of SunBelt. We can customize these homes really any way you want.
And also, folks, the living area, very open, no sight lines. And a lot of them are coming now side set or residential set, where it's a more peripheral type feeling inside the house.
These new homes, these floor plans, they all include large kitchens, drywall interiors, energy efficient windows, and modern bathrooms. I mean, many people walk into these things and say, wow, this looks just like a traditional house.
And they do. And they look at it when they drive up, it actually looks like one. That's what I'm saying. The new way that they're putting these homes together with the porches on both sides. I mean, it's really.
The one thing I want to tell people though, when you go onto a dealer's lot to look at a new home, and you just got to be careful because that is like walking on a used car lot. Okay, that is like walking on a used car lot. They're going to try to bait and switch you. They're going to make it seem like, oh, I can, with this price, I can get a deck. I can get this and I can get that. And then you get all into it and you start getting all the prices and you get all excited and you're working with them. Maybe they even asked you to put a deposit down, which I don't recommend you do until you get all the pricing. But that home that you were looking at, Ed, what are you doing?
I'm looking at some of these homes that we saw up in
You're totally throwing me off.
How's that?
I don't know. I was just
going to show you some of the, remind you of some of the features that they were doing on these homes. The porches on these huge houses. I mean, these are 2,400 square foot homes, and they're using so many different materials to set the mode for the outside of these homes. You might have shiplap on one side. You'll have stone coming up where the doorway entrance is. I mean, they're doing so much things on the outside before you even get to the inside.
A lot of that too is how and who you hire to help set that home up. A lot of I'm going to go back to the dealer lots again. When you do it from there, they're gonna get you to sign that contract, and they're going to do the very least that they can. They're going to basically get that home, put it there, put the steps on it, get the skirting on it, and it'll be done. And you'll look at it and go, what is this? What? That's not what I had in mind. We want to make your vision come to life. Okay, so we know you have an expectation in your head. We want to exceed that. We're not a fly-by-night. We're not going to just drop it off and go. Mm-hmm. We're going to stick with you after the sale, years after the sale. I mean, we had somebody call about 2 years later after we sold a home in Lakeside Estates. They called and they said, hey, we have a leak in the carport. Well, guess what? We had someone go down and take care of that for us.
Yeah, it's not a tough thing to do. We know a lot of vendors in the business, and we use them all the time. They're reliable people. They're affordable people. So I have people calling me all the time about their needs, even if used homes and stuff like this. I can usually set them in the right direction.
The good thing is we've been in business now 19 years. We're going to be in business for 20 years and 21 years. And so if you do buy a home through SunBelt, you can call SunBelt in 5 years and 2 years that we're going to answer the phone and we're going to help you through your problem, if there was a problem.
It's that SunBelt security that we try to sell.
Absolutely,
so not the security of only the manufactured home community, but we try to make it a seamless transaction for you guys. I know a lot of you people are just coming into this space, never knew anything about manufactured homes. So we take it slow with you. We go through each step of it. Purchasing, it's really easier. There's less paperwork than buying a car that we talked about earlier. It's typically a 1, 2, 3 page deal, and we're done.
Yeah, and everything we do, our whole philosophy is done under an ethical, moral construct. And that says a lot. That right there, that's how we do business. So we want to make sure that the person we're taking care of, the person we're dealing with, is taken care of. That we do exceed the expectations. Look at our reviews.
Yep.
We have over 314 reviews. They're 4.7 stars. I think we had 1 or 2 people that weren't happy somewhere about 5 or 6 years ago. I'm not sure, but if you look at the reviews, you'll see week after week after week, 5-star review, 5-star review. Yep. These aren't paid reviews. These are actual clients. They'll actually tell you their situation. Please go to Google, read our reviews. And you should do that to anybody you're ready to write a check to for a new manufactured home. Look at their reviews, please. It's going to tell you the company, the group that you're doing business with. It says a lot.
And when you have 30 to 100 reviews, that's not really a good sample, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Especially if they're within months apart,
Yeah.
You see a company like us, we get reviews every week, sometimes several in a week, and normally they're 5 stars.
But that's because we really care about you guys. It's all about, I've always been the matchmaker. It's not about the sale. It's about finding what your needs, wants, and desires are and matching them to a home and a community. That's the big thing, is it's not only the price, I gotta put you with the house that you wish and the community that you wish. So it's it's not that easy.
You know, Ed, if no, we are not struggling per se, people. We've been doing this a long time.
Selling homes.
Well, no, I'm saying we've been doing this a long time. We're not in it for one commission.
No.
Okay,
no.
we are established. We are, you know, set.
This is longevity.
Yeah, we will take care of people. We want to take care of people. People took care of us. You know, when we were a small little corporation 19 years ago, and you know, we did this one sale at a time, and you know, we took care of people, but people took care of us too. They referred us. They told people.
Yep.
They got us. They got us involved in their communities, and we've been part of the community now for 19 years.
And a lot of those people, they listened to our old radio show for 10 years, and that's what really the story was told there. It was very hard to just put in a little print ad, come buy this mobile home. You needed to be taught that it's a whole different world out here right now, because it was a housing crisis. Everybody's losing their homes and everything. They had to be directed, and they listened to our show for 10 years. This was our first rodeo doing this stuff. This is the real deal here. Now, we're here doing podcasts now. That's a new adventure. That's great. But it's just basically a radio show that is broadcasted to more people that don't have the time to listen to us between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. You can listen to us in your pajamas at 8 a.m. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
That's right. And you know, we still need to tell them. We've been telling them all about this freedom formula. You know, and it's a great formula. Let's talk
Teasing them about it, huh?
Let's talk about the freedom formula.
Okay, when your housing costs are low, your freedom increases. Freedom to travel, freedom to retire comfortably, and freedom to enjoy life without overwhelming debt. So that is the freedom formula. Basically, you live with...
I'm adding it up here. So a manufactured home is affordability, so that's lower costs, lower monthly payments. That's going to mean I can do more golfing.
Well, you can
more fishing.
All these people I'm getting from Southwest Florida, they're telling me, oh, I can buy a car, we can go on cruises, we can go out to dinner, we can live life.
Right.
It is more joy with less worry. Basically, is the freedom.
So when your housing costs are lower, your freedom increases.
Right.
That's the freedom formula.
Yeah. Here you go.
But that's a great formula.
You could be held like people don't want to be mortgage poor, and we don't want you to be that way either. We want you to live life comfortably. That's why we're taking it. You come to me or come to one of our agents here. It's great. We want to listen to what you're telling us is what you want. Sometimes what you want doesn't fit your budget, okay? And we'll tell you that. It's just not going to work in that budget. So we can move you here. You might have to check this off your little boxes here. You might not get a pool. You might not get a marina. You might not get a brand new house.
I do want to say
we will
one thing,
direct
Ed.
you into.
I want to interrupt you because we've got to tell people to be honest with their person.
The salespeople.
Right? They need to be treated like a bartender.
Yeah.
or a confident, right? Tell them the truth. If you can't afford a $100,000 home, we don't want to show you a $100,000 home, right? We'll find you what you want within your budget. I know we can do it.
Yes,
I know we can do it. In anybody's budget, we'll be able to place you. Now look, if you say you want to be on Lake Eustis, on the waterfronts of Lake Eustis, and you only want to spend $30,000, we probably have a canal close by that we can get you on the canal for maybe $30,000, maybe not. But you know what I'm saying. You have to be a little realistic, but we will make a match. Ed is the mobile home matchmaker for the last 19 years. I'll tell you, he's been doing it a long time. He knows the inventory, he knows the communities, he knows the park manager.
And the other thing is, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you we can't do it. So give me some more money. Let me spend it for you. I'll direct you and everything, but you've got to be honest with who's in front of you, okay? I want to be honest with you. I want to be upfront. I'm going to tell you that what you're giving me as far as a budget is not going to be enough. And also in reverse, a lot of times people come in there, we'll spend up to $60,000. This is our first time in Florida. I don't want you to spend that. If I can find you something for 30 and it fits your needs, wants, and desires for a 2-year, 3-year plan, why don't we do it that way? That way you can find out what the lay of the land is. You might not want to be in this area. You might want to be in Lakeland. You might want to be in Clearwater.
That's why we say tiptoe into retirement.
That's right.
When you're from Ohio or Michigan or New York, New Jersey, we know you don't know what Leesburg is like.
Right.
You don't know Eustis. You've never heard of Eustis or Mount Dora, right? We understand that. So yeah, tiptoe in. You can get a rental, but I mean, do you want to throw your money away? I mean, renting for 6 months or 5 months down here, Ed, how much
That's
is that
$3,000 to
gonna cost?
$4,000 a month. 3 to 4
Yeah, I
grand.
mean, you could put that right down on a nice $20,000 or $30,000 home, tiptoe in that way, and then when you want to sell it, you can sell it for 20 or 30,000.
Right,
If you bought it for 20 or 30, you're going to sell it for 20 or 30.
Yep, there's a lot of people that want that price range, but they want, the sun, the moon, and stars. But you gotta, sometimes you gotta get the house and give up some wants, okay? But go with needs. Needs are important right now. That's the word that you need to go with. What you really need for right now to get settled, figure it all out, and then go from there. Then you can go to wants and desires after that. But needs is the key.
And that actually goes well with new manufactured homes as well, because we could put together a beautiful home for you, and then based on the needs and wants, right? You may need outside hose bibs, right? But you may want that tray ceiling. You may want that crown molding or the 6-inch baseboards, right? So with options, we can really dress that house up just the way you want, or
Yep.
we can make it bare. And you want to dress it up yourself, maybe down the road or
Eventually,
whatnot,
Put your paver patio on. and-
Well, we'll tell you
Whatever you
things
want.
that we think you should do, things that we think that are going to enhance the house. So, for sure on that. And now, again, if you are thinking about buying a new manufactured home in Central Florida, SunBelt Mobile Home Resales, we're changing the way people buy homes. No pressure, no confusing pricing, just full transparency and thousands of dollars in savings. For over 20 years, we've helped thousands of buyers find the right home in the right community. If you're ready for an affordable living and a better lifestyle, visit SunBelt Mobile Homes Resales today at sunbelthomesales.com. That's sunbelthomesales.com. Ed?
Okay, remember, it's every Wednesday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You want to tell your friends and family. It's MH Live.